Morning. I've got to take my tree down. It's the 14th of January. I want to get on with that little project that I went to IKEA to buy the frame for the other day today. So to make some space, I've got to get rid of the tree for the year. So it's been beautiful. I've loved it. I'm so pleased with it. I'm going to leave the costume up though so I can still admire that. I've got half an hour until I have to drive my daughter somewhere to meet her friend. So let me see if I can get this down before I have to leave. This tree came in that box. I don't think I've got any chance of getting it back in there. Maybe I can get it in. I've got the 3 little bolts here from the base. I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag and sellotape that to the base so I don't lose them for next year. I think it will go. I think I just need a second pair of hands to hold it together while I tape it. The studio has been de-Christmased, but it's given me the space I need for later on now. These fairy lights stay up because they're so pretty, because fairy lights aren't just for Christmas. And I've done it with 2.5 minutes to spare until I have to leave to take my daughter. Okay, I've just dropped my daughter to meet her friend, and then I'm going to have an impromptu lunch with my husband because I'm right near where he works. But I've got a bit of time to kill, so I'm going to pop in the Salvos and see what I can find. Back from my little outing. Nothing in Salvos grabbed me today clothes wise. The things that I liked weren't my size. Yeah, but there was nothing I liked enough to actually buy. I'm looking for some more blazers and jackets, sort of ready for when we come into autumn. I always find I end up just putting a cardigan on. I want something a little bit more dressed up. My holy grail is a leopard print blazer or a leopard print suit, but I've never seen anything like that in the charity shops yet, but I'll keep looking. The only thing I bought was the desserts cookbook. That was $6, and it's a lovely hardback book, and it's got loads of recipes in it. Graham and I popped in Betty's Burgers for lunch. I'd never been there before. We were going to go to Grease Monkey, which we love, but their burgers are quite big and quite heavy, and neither of us wanted something that large, so we popped in Betty's, and they were a good size. I had the grilled chicken burger just with snack-sized chivvies, and it was a perfect size for lunch. And in fact, I'm so full, I don't think we'll need dinner, which is good, because then I don't have to cook, because I've got lots to do. So the next thing I want to do is do the first part of my little project. So I've got a few things to get ready for that. It's going to take a few days, like I say, because of the spray paint. There's a few things I need to find before I get started. But before I go hunting for all that, I'm going to make a coffee and sit down and have a little look through my cookbook. Oh, I like the stripes. It reminds me of a patisserie awning, a fancy dessert shop. Be even better if it was pink and white. And I love it when recipe books got marks on because you know they've been used. Okay, I need to make that. I don't know what it is, but it looks amazing. It looks like a strawberry cheesecake. Oh, this is brilliant. It's got really good pictures. I don't like recipe books when there's not a picture of everything. I like to see what I'm cooking, what it should look like at the end. So there's a big cake section at the front. Nice. Who doesn't love a cake? Oh, there it is. Look, the ribbon was in that page there. It was telling me to make it. Spring ice cream cheesecake. Oh, that's easy to make gluten-free. I just need to use some gluten-free biscuits. All right, that ribbon can stay there. Oh, next up is tarts. More strawberries. Oh, it knows it's hot and summery. Gluten-free pastry is difficult. If anyone knows a good gluten-free pastry recipe, please tell me, because I haven't had much success with gluten-free pastry yet. Oh, bourbons. I miss bourbons. You can't get them in Australia. I have to make my own. Now, profiteroles. I have done some gluten-free choux pastry that's come out quite well. We love a tiramisu, and it's easy to get the Shah gluten-free ladyfingers. They make a great tiramisu. They do collapse quite a lot though, more than the not gluten-free ones. Oh, here you go. Here's the gluten-free section. I wonder what's in here. It better be good stuff. Meringue, yeah. Apple sponge, baked rice pudding. She loves rice pudding. Christmas pudding. Preserve, that's not really a dessert, is it? Oh, there you go. There's a gluten-free pastry recipe here. I might have to try that. Passion fruit. Oh, there's quite a good section here. Again, preserved, not really dessert. Yeah, and then Turkish Delight. Put that more in the sort of sweets and candy category. Peach strudel, that sounds good. All right, entertaining. What have we got here? You know I like to make desserts for parties. Big truffles. Ice cream. Okay, I thought it was going to be more like dinner party things, but it's more like having kids over type things. Oh, overall, I'm pretty pleased. There's a lot of cakes and tarts in there. I would have liked some more actual desserts, sort of like creme brulee type things, but I think, oh, pink and white mousse sounds good. I think overall though, that's going to be good. Oh, they got fancy coffees at the end. I like that. Oh no, or just coffee flavoured desserts. How strange. Weird thing to put in a section by itself. Yep, and cappuccino. Oh, there's a few curveballs in here, but I think overall, this is going to be a really helpful book. Speaking of coffee, I should probably drink mine. Whoever wrote this book really likes coffee, don't they? Morning. I didn't get a chance to start on my little project yesterday after all. I had some other bits and bobs I needed to do. And then I ended up with a massive headache. A big thunderstorm rolled in. And I think it was the pressure, the atmosphere was so bizarre. I ended up with a big headache and I went to bed. So feeling much better this morning. And I think the big storm's passed. It's still grey and wet, but feeling way better than I did yesterday. And I'm keen to get on with this project finally. So what I need for the starting point of this project is actually my wedding dress. So I got a bit nostalgic after our anniversary on Sunday. So I thought I'd dig out my wedding dress, and that's something I've been meaning to do for years and never got around to, is to make myself like a little keepsake box frame with some of my wedding dress flowers in it. And I think I want to do some beading around them as well, the same as the beading that was on my dress. So that's why I need to get my dress out so I can have a look and see exactly how I did it and match it to that as closely as I can and see if I've got any beads that match it. Somewhere in the big box that I just carried in is my wedding dress. This is my box of special things that I keep. So I'm going to have a little rummage. I'm not going to show you everything as I get it out, but there's some things you might remember from the Rockstars and Royalty page if you've joined me from there. Probably won't wear any of these again, but they're just things I like to keep. Oh, this was the one I blinged up in a video for when I was bridesmaid at a friend's wedding. This one was sunset in my mum's garden in France at our old house. That was a whole series over on my other channel. Oh my goodness, this was my first wedding dress. That's a story for a whole other time. This is a dress my mum and I worked on together when I had my shop in England. Oh, so pretty. That's something I want to put the train into a frame at some point because it's so beautiful. Now we're getting to my wedding dress stuff. So here's my skirt. These were off my bridesmaids dresses that we didn't use, and this was a spare bridesmaids dress. So these were from Monsoon in the UK. So my best friend and my sister were bridesmaids, so they bought their dresses over there, and then we added to them once they got here. So I miss Monsoon. I used to buy so much stuff in Monsoon in the UK. Does it still exist, UK people? Because it was just beautiful. Their stuff was so lovely. I've still got so much that I wear now. And in fact, there's a few pieces that my daughter's taken over. Oh, these were my wedding shoes. I bought them here and I bling them up. They're Swarovski, so that was back when you can still buy Swarovski crystals. Oh, here you go. And here, this is the bit that I need. This is the top part of my wedding dress. This is the bit that I want to look at the beading on. And then lastly, there's the corset. So we went back to the UK and had a blessing over there, and the white layer was too heavy to take, so I took the pink skirt and made a new corset to go with it. So that's in here as well, but it's the white layer that I need today. And then the one at the bottom that was my first wedding dress. Wow. There's some memories in here. So my mum actually freehand machine embroidered all of these flowers for my dress and for the bridesmaids' dresses, and I've got so many spares. So when I was clearing out the old studio ready to pack up and move out for it to be demolished, I found these and I put them to one side, and that's what gave me the idea of doing this. So not only is it like a little memory box for my wedding dress, it's also a nice little tribute for my mum and all her hard work that she put in to make these flowers. So I'm doing my wedding dress in this, but you could use this to do keepsakes for all sorts of different stuff if you wanted to. All of the crystals and all of the bicone beads are all Swarovski, because this was back when you could still buy Swarovskis. Look, I even made shoe clips. So as well as the flowers and leaves, we've got these little individual buds that my mum made from the organza on my dress as well. So I'm going to tuck some of those in behind. I do still have a little Swarovski stash, and I found some bicones and some flatbacks, so I can use those. I found what appears to be the large and tiny red beads that I've used in the beading. I don't have any of the little pink seed beads that I could find, but I've got these pink tiny bugle beads, so I think I'll use them. They're close enough. They're not the same, but they're close enough. I don't have any of the fabric left, so I'm just going to have to choose some ivory satin that matches this close enough, I think. I'm going to be putting it into this IKEA frame that I bought the other day, which was $10. These come in lots of different sizes and shapes, so depending on what you're putting in there, there's probably something that's going to suit it. The first thing I need to do is spray paint this gold because it only came in black or white. Okay, I'm going out to the garage to do the spray painting. This isn't my favourite place in the world because it's full of spiders. I was about to open the roller door to let some more light in, but there's the biggest redback I've ever seen over there, so we're going to have to do it with just the light from this door because I'm not going anywhere near it. That's a redback. I'm very zoomed in. Oh my god, there's another one under there, and there's an egg sac. We're gonna have to do some kind of bug bob in here. The first thing I'm going to do is give it a coat of primer. This is the Fiddly Bits Grey Primer from Bunnings. It's pretty cheap, I think. I've got so much here, I can't remember what I paid for it. So this is the box that goes inside there that holds the glass at the front. So I need to spray the inside of that because that's going to be visible. These frames are quite matte, so I don't need to give them a sand. If your frames are quite shiny, you will need to just give them a little bit of a sand before you put the primer on. Alright, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll do a second coat and let that dry before I can start on the gold. So I've lived in Australia for 19 years now, 19 years next month, and I still haven't got used to the spiders. I hate them. Thankfully, redbacks tend to be outside or in the garage. I think I've never seen one in the house. We do get the occasional huntsman in the house. They're scary because of their size. They will give you a nip, but they're not going to hurt you badly. And white tips are the worst. They're small, but you see them in the house fairly frequently. I'm not someone who particularly likes to kill animals, but for spiders, yeah, I do make an exception. And snakes, I've only ever seen, I think, 2 snakes in the 19 years I've been here, so they are a lot less of a worry for me. Now, I don't have any of the taffeta from my dress left, so what I've done is I've found some ivory satin, just an offcut that I had. It's not quite dark enough, but I think it'll be fine because you're not going to see a lot of it by the time I've got the beads and flowers on. And I've just backed it with some iron-on interfacing. Cool. So I'm just going to pop it in an embroidery hoop, and then I'm going to use the mat out of the frame to mark the size, and then I can work out my design. What I'm thinking is I'm going to recreate the beading along the top. So I'm going to do maybe, what's that, about 3 centimetres of heavy beading. Then I'll fade it down a couple more centimetres. And then I like this heavy beading and these stripes here. So I'm thinking maybe from this side, I'll do some curves of beads fading into the little crystals, the blackback crystals like I've got here. Like that. And then I'm going to add flowers here and here. And I think that's going to be a nice sort of representation of my dress. In fact, maybe that beading doesn't even need to come down that far. Because then the flowers will be low. I'm actually going to do that. Let's do that even less. So I'll do that to here. Yeah, so that'll be the heavy beading, the slightly faded beading, and then the faded beading. This will be beads and then the flat back crystals coming up here. And then, yeah, I can do flowers all in here, flowers up here. And I think as long as the beads stay inside those lines I've just drawn, they'll be fine. But the flowers can come out and overlap. In fact, I could even put a couple of little flowers coming up the mat as well, and some crystals. So I'll start with the beading and then we'll add some flowers. I went hunting again and I found the rest of the pink beads. So I do have exactly what I need now. I'm going to start using the 6mm bicones and do them along this top section. So that looks like what I've done on here. I've just got my dress next to me for reference as I do this. Okay, so that's it for the 6mm. I'm going to go back along with the 4mm Swarovski bicones now. And that's all I've got left of them, so should be enough though. So make sure I leave enough to put in this section as well. Oh, I'm going to need a beading needle for these guys. Okay, next I'm going in with some of the big red seed beads. So that's all my bigger beads on. So next I'm going to use the pink beads to go and fill in all the gaps, because that's what it looks like I've done on here. And if there's any big gaps, I can always use some of the bigger beads if I feel like I need to as well. Because it looks like I've only used the tiny red ones for the fade down here. Oh, glad I found the right pink ones, because that would have changed it a lot not having those. Alright, I'll just do a little bit on camera, but this bit's going to take a while. Cool, I think that's starting to look like it. Oh, I'm so glad I found these pink beads. Alright, so I'm going to finish all the beading and I'll be back to show you how I put the flowers on.
Hey everyone!
Hey, this is Aaron. If you've joined me from over on my Rockstars and Royalty channel, you would have met Aaron in the recent vlogs that I uploaded there. And you would have seen her in some of my really old videos as well when she was a lot littler. So
yeah.
If you want a proper introduction, go and watch the vlogs I uploaded over there before I moved over here.
Yeah.
So you're on school holidays at the minute.
I
am.
You're
filling your time. How are you filling your time today?
I got my L's about a week ago, and just been driving around. So
You've done what, 7 hours so far?
yeah. And today we're going to drive to the supermarket and make a recipe that my nana gave me, which I've been meaning to make for a while now. And then I'm going to vlog that for you guys as well.
So Graham's taken Aaron out driving so far. This is my first lesson with her. So I'm really excited to go and see how well you're doing.
Yeah.
And take you for your lesson. And we're going to navigate a car park. And you're going to park in the car park.
Oof.
And then leave the car park.
Oof. It should be good though.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's Thursday lunchtime. It should be pretty quiet up the shops. All right, so we're going to go buy what we need for sour cream apple slice. And yeah, do an hour's driving. We'll check in with you when we get back. Both coats of primer are on and dry, so now I can start the coat of gold. I'm using the Dulux Duramatte Bright Finish, which is a nice shiny glossy gold.
Right, so just came back from driving. Everything went really well, just did an hour. But I have work in a couple of hours, so in the meantime I'm going to be making a sour cream apple slice. Right, first things first is to line a baking tray, which I've already done, and to turn the oven on. Next is to make the packet mix. So that is icing, we won't be using that today. Here is the butter cake. So I've put the cake mix into here. It looks very, very buttery, but I'm following the recipe. I'm going to trust my nana and hopefully everything will work out. Next, I'm going to be starting with the topping, which is the sour cream, apple, and an egg all together. So let's get on to that. Me and my family got a really cool present, well, not present, just something we bought a while ago. Put that there, stick an apple on there. As you core it through, it'll peel it and core it. So I couldn't have done that any worse, not in the center at all. This is difficult, guys. recipe doesn't explicitly tell me how many apples to do, but I might do maybe 3 or 4 and we'll see how we go. Right, so I actually think that 2 apples might be just enough just to cover the whole base, and if I need to do another one, I can always do that later. Now here, the recipe calls for 300 mils of sour cream, the apples, and 1 egg, and then we have to mix it all together and spread it over the cake mix. Everything all done. Now I'm just gonna go put it in the oven at 180 degrees for 30 minutes, and I will see you guys later. Oh, you guys are so spoiled. Want some pixel? He's not sure. That's enough, guys. Right, so this is it fresh out of the oven. As we can see, it kind of moved to the side, which is really weird because I only put it up to about here.
Gravity. Looks good though.
Yeah, so I will cut it up when it's cool and show you guys then.
That was quick to make.
Yeah, very quick to make.
Excellent. I look forward to trying it.
Hi, babies. Hi. They got a lot of cream.
Did they?
Yeah.
Can we teach them how to wash up?
Yep.
That would be handy, wouldn't it?
Very helpful. What? They don't have thumbs. Here they are, all finished.
It's not just me who wants to taste it.
So grab a slice one.
Okay.
Just grab that one there.
Put that one there. Oh, it's quite floppy.
Oh God.
I've got it.
3,
okay.
2, 1. I like that.
Oh, it tastes really good.
Mmm.
I don't think I got a piece of apple.
Yeah.
Oh no. I did. What's the verdict?
I have a feeling I know why the cake mix might have been so oily.
Why is that?
I think Nana might have written down the recipe for that specific cake mix when she used the packet mix.
So you got to go with what's on your box.
Yeah, so I followed what she wrote, and it ended up being like really oily, whereas the packet mix I used called for like milk and stuff. I didn't use that because I thought she...
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that's all right. It's still very, very edible and very tasty.
The sour cream and apple is really delicious.
It's lovely, and the cinnamon on top.
It's a really unexpected combo.
Yeah, it's great. What we'll have to do, we'll have to eat all this and then make another one and test it again. I will put the recipe in the description if anyone wants to give it a try, but I'll put some notes with it to just go with your, whatever the box of your cake mix says. So we've used a gluten-free cake mix, but you could use one with gluten in.
Maybe even like chocolate or something, or red velvet.
Well, chocolate, apple and cinnamon goes beautifully together. Yeah, red velvet.
It's really a make it how you want it.
I don't know who to credit the recipe to because, my mother-in-law gave us the recipe, so I don't know where she got it from, so I don't know who to credit. If you know that, just let me know in the comments. I reckon this will be one of those recipes we tweak and evolve to be exactly how we enjoy it. What do you reckon?
But the sour cream and apple should stay.
Yeah, definitely. Really good. Oh my God.
It's so good.
You've got to go to work in a minute, so load up. How do you feel your driving lesson went today? Were you happy?
I think I was doing good in the first bit, but the parking bit was very difficult. I got lucky and I had a few spots open next to me, so...
That was your first time parking in a car park with other cars, wasn't it?
It was so busy.
It was really busy. I think you did brilliantly. I think you did really, really well.
But I did hit the curb.
That's okay. Better the curb than a car or a kid. So
Exactly.
We've all hit the curb. You'll hit the curb again. It won't be the last time. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way in, what, a week?
Week and 3 days-ish?
Yeah. Last Tuesday was your first lesson, so it's been 8-9 days.
Yeah.
All right, we better get cleared up and get you to work. Good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon and I've finally finished all the beading for the wedding dress memory box. I've been doing it little bits in between work that I've been doing. I've been rhinestoning some jackets for some clients, so there's been a lot of bits where I've got to let them dry before I can move them and do the next bit. So I've been beading in those moments. So this is how it's looking. You see the sparkle there? Oh, I love it. So I've got my heavy beading at the top and then it's fading out. And I've got those little lines at the bottom representing the beading on the pleats on my wedding dress. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick the mat over it and then sew the flowers on so I can see how they sit with the mat. And what I've done is I've just put some double-sided tape on here. So I'm going to peel that off, stick it over here, and then start adding my flowers. Cool. I'm using a pink thread, even though some of the flowers are red, so I don't have to change between. By the time I get the beads and the crystals on, you won't see that. And I'm sewing these on, not gluing them, in case I ever want to take them off and use them for something else. But they don't need to be as secure as they would if I was sewing them onto a dress, because they're going to be contained within the box frame. Alright, I'm going to carry on sewing flowers all around this corner and all around this corner, and I may glue some onto the frame as well. I will have to use glue for those instead of thread. Then I'm going to add some beads, I'm going to add some of the flat back crystals, and then I'll be back to show you how I put it in the frame. I've just been to get the frame from the garage. It's been over 24 hours since I did the second coat of gold and it's still not completely dry. It's a touch tacky. In fact, I've left a little fingerprint on the actual frame. This is the bit that goes inside. So I'm not going to be able to film the end of this and show it to you until tomorrow. But here is how my flowers are looking. But that's good. That'll give that overnight for all the rhinestones to dry. So I think Ivy's come to see me to tell me it's probably... Oh, and Willow. Hey, pups. Have you come to tell me it's time to stop for the night and go and have a drink? You're right. You're absolutely right. Is it time for a drink? Friday night drinkies, what we're having?
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. Sold. Morning. It's Saturday morning and the frame is dry. So I'm just going to go and put it together and show you the finished thing. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just turn the frame over, and I need to put the perspex in the front, but to do that I've got to peel off the protective stuff off both sides. Oh, this is looking like it might come off quite easily. Sometimes they're a bit tricky to get started. Just try and sort of touch this as little as possible so I don't get fingerprints on it. Then that goes in the front of the frame. And the little box insert that we spray painted goes there. And then that holds the picture at the back. So that can now go in here. Backing on, make sure I've got the top where the top is. Yep, that's correct. Then I'm just going to use my little pliers just to bend these back down. So I ended up doing 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of spray paint on this. I haven't done the back, but I don't think that matters. You're not going to see it. I haven't actually decided where I'm going to stand it yet either. But that's it. It's done. Oh, it looks really pretty. The spray paint isn't perfect, but that's okay. I've got a little mark there. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't shake it enough.